Welcome back to Web Cafe AI. We do daily ChatGPT and AI videos for your personal and business life. In today's video, we're going to be jumping back into our Zapier for AI 5,000 integrations, and we're going to be looking at the app of Twilio when it comes to AI and automation. If you're not familiar with this series, essentially here at Web Cafe AI, we plan on tackling all 5,000 apps found on Zapier's backend and seeing how AI can integrate with every single one. In today's use case, we're going to be looking at a texting app called Twilio, which essentially allows us to do SMS marketing campaigns and a lot more. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. We're going to go ahead and create a new Zapier. I'm going to come down here. Let's go ahead and rename it to Twilio Integration. And what we're going to do here today essentially is in the context that we send out an email campaign through MailChimp, essentially we're going to be looking for a very specific action to take place. So in this context, we're going to be looking at for the action of when the link is clicked in that specific email, we'll send a personalized text to that subscriber in that specific list. To give you more context, essentially we created a MailChimp account for these tutorials, and we're going to go ahead and use our fake profile here. We got the email address, the name, the physical address, and then we got the phone number associated with this underlying subscriber. All right, so let's go ahead and create a trigger here. We're going to do MailChimp, and we are going to do an event of linked clicked because we want to look for specific subscribers that are already really engaged with our content. And a high indicator that is if they engage with the links with the content we sell. We're going to go ahead and choose our audience here. We're just going to do the standard Web Cafe AI, the campaign type. We're going to do regular campaign. The campaign that we're dealing with here is going to be the benefits of AI automation. And then the link that we are wondering about here is going to be the article link. Now, this campaign came from another tutorial found on the channel, so you can go ahead and check that out. It's right up there. Essentially, we showed how to create a AI article all the way to an AI email, and then essentially send that out automatically. But for this tutorial, we're going to go ahead and grab the specific action that was incurred during that pseudo campaign. All right, we're going to go ahead and make sure this is true so that it is triggered for every single time a subscriber clicks the link. We're going to go ahead and test that trigger. There we go. And then we got that pseudo account we had earlier here. We're going to go ahead and add a step here. And we're going to do let's go ahead and jump straight to the Twilio step here so you can kind of get an idea of the end. And then we're going to go ahead and fill the middle part with the underlying AI. So we're going to do a send SMS here. We're going to hit continue here. And we're going to do from the number that we have here at Twilio. And we're going to go a to number. And we're going to go ahead and choose the to number for that specific subscriber's profile. And here's what's great. Essentially, you will see that typically we have to reformat this data in order for it to be accustomed to how MailChimp wants it to be interpreted. But what's great about this API essentially is that it will do that for us. It will be essentially removing everything but the numbers. And then on top of that, we'll go ahead and add a plus. But as you see here, we need to add a country code. So for the USA, we're going to add a 1 here. And that number will be ready to be sent out to. It will automatically add a plus here and automatically reformat this so that our number looks like this. Okay, let's go back a step here. We're going to do a ChatGPT block. We're going to do an event of conversation, hit continue, and let's go ahead and up some of our specifications here. We're going to go ahead and up our model here to GPT-4. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we have a memory key of text link. It could be any random 32 characters here. We can leave everything else the same here. Let's go ahead and deal with a prompt here. We're going to go ahead and do context. This will be a text to a subscriber in our list that engaged with so in this specific context, campaign we were sending was an article link with an article link. We're going to go ahead and give more context here. So as you see here, we can grab everything that's associated with that event that occurred. So specifically, the event that occurred here was the link click. And all the data that we're receiving here essentially is going to be the link for the underlying article that was presented in that email, and then just information on the underlying individual that clicked the link. We're going to want a little bit more information here about the underlying email here. So I could do two options here. The first option here is I could either set up a web parser by Zapier and essentially allow it to interpret what's in the article through the web parser and then use that data for the prompt we have here. Or the second thing here is we're going to go ahead and just find the campaign that this link was associated with. We're going to do MailChimp. We're going to do an event of find campaign. Hit continue here. We're going to do the name here. So in this context, we can just do the campaign ID, continue test action. Okay, so I seem to be having an issue here when it tries to pull up the specific campaign using the campaign ID. I'm not getting any data here. So we're gonna do a workaround here. It's a little complex, but I think actually you'll learn a lot by me doing this rather than finding a specific troubleshoot for this error. So we're gonna go ahead and add a ChatGPT block here. And essentially the workaround we're doing here is we know that the underlying campaign name is the article title. That's what we did in the previous tutorial in order to send the campaign within the same flow and not have to create a new one. So what we're going to do here is, since we know that the campaign name is the article title and we're provided the article link, we can use the handle in the article link to grab the title. If that didn't make a lot of sense, just go ahead and stay tuned here. We're gonna go ahead and upper model here to GPT-4. We probably could do this with 3.5, but require a little bit more prompt structuring here. We're gonna go ahead and do a user message. We're gonna do article link, semicolon, parentheses, and we're gonna input that article link here, which is just gonna be link data URL. We're gonna say, from this article link, grab the end handle and format the text with no, we're gonna do parentheses here, and then we're gonna do the little hyphens and just the text. Let's see if this works. I may need to do a lot more prompt structuring here, but let's go ahead and see if this works. Basically, my goal here is to grab this right here, which is the article title, and then remove the hyphens here. Let's go ahead and see if this has a good outcome here. Okay, so I went ahead and completely misinterpreted what I was trying to do here. No problem. Let's go ahead and try to restructure this. So the way we're going to restructure this is because since the link is structured, webcafesoftware.com, blogs, news, and then the identifiable article title that we're looking for, we're going to go ahead and just structure like this. Generate the text after, and then we're going to go ahead and put semicolon news slash. So first, let's just prove that it understands what we're trying to do here. I'm gonna add a memory key here. I'm just gonna add 3 Fs, hit continue here and test this action. Perfect. Honestly, we can work with that. I'm gonna go ahead and take that, and instead of keep restructuring our GPT prompt here, let's just use some formatter blocks. So we're gonna do format, and we're gonna go ahead and do an event of replace. An event of text, because we're manipulating text here. We're going to do an event of replace. Once we got that text here, we're going to go ahead and input the output here. And then we're going to find the hyphens here, because that is not how the article title is structured. Remove the hyphens. And the issue, though, is, as you see here with the output, it removes the hyphens and then condenses everything. We don't want that. Let's remove the hyphens and replace it with an empty space, so we still have the space there. For your reference, you can't just do a space on the keyboard. You actually have to spell it out like this. And then once you spell it out like that, it will provide an output that is what we're looking for here. And just so we make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's, we're gonna add another formatter block here. I don't think this is pertinent, but just for the sake of showing you, we're gonna go ahead and add a formatter block here. And essentially we're just gonna capitalize the string here because in the article title itself, it is capitalized. So we're gonna go ahead and test this action. Perfect. As you see here, now we have the article title. We grabbed it from the link, and since it wasn't able to grab the data from that find campaign, we don't have to worry about that anymore. We can go ahead and come back over here to send Twilio. Actually, we do need that still. We're gonna go ahead and now basically use that find campaign event again, but instead of providing the ID, which is honestly typical in these automations, we're gonna provide the actual name of the campaign, or sorry, of the article. And continue here, we're gonna test this action. And there you go. Because of the fact that essentially we named the initial campaign the same as article title, as you see here, it went ahead and pulled it up here. And now we got all the data associated with the campaign, which we can now use in our ChatGPT block here. So we're gonna go ahead and do context. This will be a text to a subscriber engaged with an article link. We're gonna go ahead and say, okay, so let's go ahead and add email subject here. And honestly, it wasn't even probably pertinent that I needed to even find the campaign, but just for the sake, we're gonna go ahead and just do campaign settings title. This is going to give context for the text here. Let me go ahead and make sure the parentheses is around here. So essentially, we've gotten to the point where now it understands contextually what the email subject was when it clicked that link for that specific article here. Let's just assume that since the individual clicked the link for the article, and maybe the article was had some type of affiliate link or some type of product that was showcasing or service that was showcasing, we'll just assume that maybe it was a service that was being showcased. We can say send or generate a text that gives the subscriber a 10% coupon to our services And we're gonna go ahead and just do coupon, semicolon, add some parentheses here, welcome 10. And we're gonna go ahead and add a parameter block here. We're gonna say max of 2 sentences. We don't want, a huge paragraph for this text here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna go ahead and continue here. All right, so as you see here, we already have some issues. It went ahead and outputted a subject, a message. If you're sending a text, you don't want all this context. You don't want this additional dictation. So we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna say just the text message, no words before or after. This phrase is pretty important, and sometimes when prompt engineering, due to the fact that sometimes text, or not text, but outputs can be misleading. We're gonna add a 1 there to refresh the memory key here. We want to start on a clean slate so that our output could be more consistent in the future. And as you see, we got rid of the subject, we got rid of the message, and now we just have the text message that we can actually send. We're thrilled to see your interest in AI automations. As a token of our appreciation, here's an exclusive 10% off coupon for our services. Simply use code WELCOME10 at checkout. We can go ahead and come over here to Twilio, and we can go ahead and put that in as our message. We don't even need to format it because it already came out perfectly. And from here, we can go ahead and add a media URL if you choose to do so, maybe an image with it. And then we can go ahead and choose whether to send as large message or not. But from here, we've essentially successfully sent a personalized, customized text message to a subscriber in our list. So to run you through the flow again, when an individual who is subscribed to your newsletter receives an email and clicks a link within that email, it'll trigger this flow, telling it essentially to build out a customized message through SMS to send directly to that individual. Due to the fact that we see that that individual already shows high engagement with our content, we could follow up with a potential text with that potential lead. Now, one thing I would want to add here in order to ensure that this works a little bit more effectively is that when that individual clicks that link, we wouldn't want to instantly send a text message, as that could come off as spammy. So something as simple as adding a delay block here could be very effective, and something as simple as adding a delay block, so maybe for 2 hours, and we go ahead and continue, tested action, it'll be good to go. And essentially, individual clicks the link to the article, reads the article in 5 minutes, goes about their day, and then receives a text 2 hours later with a personalized message in regards to either a service you're offering, a product you're offering, or what was found within that specific link they clicked. As always, you can find the Zap we created here today in the description down below for completely free. If you're interested in learning more about AI and automations, check out the playlist at the end of this video, as we're tackling all 5,000 apps found on Zapier and seeing how AI can integrate with every single one. If you felt like you learned something, make sure to like the video. It's completely free and it helps us here at Web Cafe AI. Without further ado, I'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for tuning in. And yes, surprise, I'm an AI avatar. Make sure to explore more here at Web Cafe, where we demystify AI for your personal and business life. Until next time.